What's up, YouTube box communities? Boy, Mr. Universal Sports, coming to cover that Julio Cesar Chavez versus Sergio Martinez fight, or well, I should say the other way around, the Sergio Martinez Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, because I got to pay respect. Sergio Martinez is the lineal middleweight champion of the world and the new WBC champion of the world. So congratulations to Sergio. Coming into this fight, it was a lot of controversy, a little bit with the addition of brother Nassim Richardson, being added to the corner of Sergio Martinez to abide to watch the hand wrap specifically because he discovered he's like the master expert of it, catching Felix Trinidad using illegal hand wraps or getting his hands wrapped the wrong way, and most recently Antonio Margarito. He also got employed with Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito too, but unfortunately didn't let him watch the hand wraps because some technical BS, but and by the New York State Athletic Commission. But it is what it is. Also, with Chavez Jr. being the bigger name, he got paid $3 million to Sergio Martinez's 1.4 million, which is the reason why I ordered the fight. I found that I gotta support my boy. He's getting paid 1.4 million. At least order the fight. That way it'll bump it up at least a little bit more. Hopefully, you get $2 million. And I think this is the biggest payday, obviously the biggest payday of Martinez's career. When I looked at the tail of the tape, Chavez Jr. wasn't that much bigger than him height-wise, with Sergio Martinez being 5'10", Chavez being 6'1". But the reach advantage belonged to Sergio Martinez, him having a 75-inch reach, to Chavez's a 73. So, and here's the weaknesses, the strengths I noticed in the fight. Obviously, Sergio Martinez has the hitman style. Very awkward, very difficult to time. He punches from unconventional angles, punches off his back foot, punches from the side. He's very elusive, and plus, with this style, with the hitman style, you gotta have good endurance, and he has very good endurance. Well, to the 10th round later in the fight. And for a middleweight, he has good punching power. The strengths I noticed for Chavez is he has size for the middleweight division, good size. Well, even though he wouldn't get on the scale doing HBO's unofficial weigh-in, which means he probably was like, and I looked at the average last four unofficial weigh-ins for Chavez: 180, 179, 180, 181. So I think he was about 185 coming into the ring. Obviously, in Chavez, true to the Chavez form, one of his strengths is the left hook to the body and the body punching. And we saw him do that in the middle of the fight, and he did very good at that. Now, here's what I like to break down the fight. Here's the reasons why Sergio Martinez won. He got off quicker in the fight, which means that he got off quicker. With Chavez being a notorious slow starter, he took advantage and took the early rounds. Obviously, in the fight, he used spacing. When you notice early in the fight when Chavez would get a little advantage, Martinez will back away and use spacing to keep the big man off of him. But when you're trying to keep the big guy off of you, that affects your endurance later in the fight, which we saw. He landed a big body shot and uppercut. And you notice when they were by the road, Martinez was back to the road. He would land a couple uppercuts and Chavez would back away quickly. And I thought he did a good job of landing uppercuts when Chavez got close. Also, he was landing straight lefts to the body, which is good because when he landed those straight lefts, after a while, Chavez Jr. said, "Forget this," and he landed his hands a little lower, and which allowed Martinez to pop shot him the whole night, because I think Chavez really don't like it in the body. He likes to give it to the body, but he don't like giving it back. One thing I didn't like about, well, there's two things I didn't like what Chavez did was the fact that he kept on getting on the ropes, and when you land on the ropes, you can get hit, and that allows Chavez Jr. to oppose 185, 190 pounds, or 200, 205 pounds, or how much you weigh unofficially, on you. And I think Sergio Martinez was 166, 168, or whatever. You guys tell me how much he weighed unofficially. I forgot that. Now here's what I like from Chavez Jr. He was trying to use his size, obviously, the one thing he did have, and I think the reason why they're squeezing him down to middleweight. He was trying to get inside, but every time he tried to get inside, Martinez would pop shot him. He had his moments late in the fight, but like Max Kellerman said, every time he would try to make a little charge, Sergio Martinez will quickly come back and overtake the round. So, but Martinez. So Chavez did try, and that besides the late rally within the last 2 rounds of the fight, Chavez was getting hit too much and getting pop shot the whole night. And the big right hook hand in the 11th round obviously helped Chavez out. He almost scored the knockout, but personally, I don't think it was a big shot. It was probably more of Sergio Martinez was tired because he had to keep this big guy off of him, the cruiserweight off of him. Also, there's the fact that his style, Sergio Martinez's style, is so physically taxing that he probably was more tired than anything, but he eked it out. Martinez eked it out. And another thing I didn't like about Chavez, he starts too slow. If he wants to beat the champion, sometimes you got to take it from the champion. So he should have started off a little bit more faster. But obviously, good job by Sergio Martinez. I had to score this fight 117 to 110, 8 rounds to 2. 10 rounds to 2 for Sergio Martinez. So I don't think there's no need for a rematch. I know Matt Kellerman was angling for a rematch, and Bob Arum was trying to get a rematch in Dallas, Texas. Now, if I'm Sergio Martinez, I will not do that crap in Dallas, Texas. Because in the past 2 fights in Dallas, Texas that Chavez had, obviously, he didn't take the drug test and they handpicked the referees. And there are lots of bad decisions get handed out in Texas. And that's where Chavez will have much of a home court advantage. I thought Las Vegas was a kind of a good neutral zone for both of them. And there was plenty of Argentines that came from Argentina and throughout the United States and throughout the world that still came to support Sergio Martinez. And I'm glad. That was pretty good for boxing. And it was a lot of Mexicans and a lot of Mexican Americans that came to support Chavez, which is pretty good. Good night of boxing overall. 34,000 fans were in two different arenas. One at the MGM Grand, one at the Thomas & Mack Center. Once obviously supporting the Josecito Lopez and Saul Alvarez Canelo fight, which I'm going to do a video on that maybe later on today or tomorrow morning when I get a chance to watch that fight. Now, where did both fighters go from here? Obviously, the judging from the weigh-in, and Chavez Jr. had to go into Speedos just to make the 160 pounds. Obviously, I don't think he should fight at middleweight much longer. He lost his belt. It's time to go to 168 because you're going to damage this man's health. Just trying to squeeze him down to 154, or not 154, 160. He should go to 160 and try to fight Carl Froch. I'd like to see that fight. That would be very entertaining. Or Mikael Kessler or Edison Miranda. If they want to start small, try to have him fight Edison Miranda. Also, for Sergio Martinez, he's obviously going to stay at 160, and I don't think he's going to get the big match against Floyd Mayweather and not a Manny Pacquiao coming off a loss. So he should try to unify the division. He has the Jose Hulman belt, and I'm going to get into him a little later. So he should try to fight Gennady Golovkin if he wants to make a fight. Also, Daniel Gale was at the fight. I think Daniel Gale has 2 of the belts, so I think he should fight Daniel Gale. I think that should be the next one. He should fight Daniel Gale and Gennady Golovkin. But now, obviously, I didn't know this. I found this out recently, like 2-3 weeks ago. I think one of Saturday Night Fight News and Bloods videos was that Jose Sulaiman is the godfather of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And I think that was a big conflict of interest because I found out, the WB, the sanctioning body of the belts, I found out on boxing.com, give him a free plug, usually picks the judges. But Keith Kaiser, and this was a good callback for him, said, no, this is a conflict of interest. I don't want another top-ranked screw job happening in Vegas. So I'm going to pick the judges. And I think Jose Sulaiman was pissed. So I don't know if the fits was in. You guys decide. But anyway, but I'm glad, big ups for the Nevada State Athletic Commission for stepping up and trying to make this a fair fight because they knew this was a big fight for the middleweight division. The biggest fight in the middleweight division since Bernard Hopkins, Felix Trinidad back in 2001. I remember I watched that fight. Anyway, this is your boy, Mr. Universal Sports. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace. Later.